Friday, July 4th, 2025. Yeah, back at the dacha. We got the nice sunshine here, the Khabarovsk sun. And doing a shout out. Hello, everybody in the States, in the USA that's celebrating American Independence Day, July 4th. But us in Canada, we have ours on July 1st. We're always ahead of you guys. Just a joke. All right. What am I going to do? Well, yesterday, if you guys watched yesterday's video, I started working on this right over here, and it started raining. And I sat for an hour in my shop here, and just waited, and it rained a lot. So while there was a little bit of a lull, I decided to just shut her down and head her home. So back today in the sun. It's a little bit humid, but we do have a bit of a breeze, so that's good. And I gotta continue to clean this up, take a shovel, scrape it off, plant the grass to make it look like that. All right, so I gotta change my clothes. So I still got my Kelowna shirt. For those of you that know where Kelowna is, that's a shout out. It's a town in British Columbia, in the Okanagan Valley, in the wine growing region of Canada. Yeah, we got good wine in the Okanagan Valley, and that's why it has the grapes there. Kelowna, British Columbia. So I got to take this off, put on my work clothes, get my shovel, get my rake, and get the wheelbarrow, the dacha. So lopatka, shovel, grabля, the rake, and the dacha, the wheelbarrow. And then I'll go to work, and if it gets too hot, I'll be taking more breaks and relaxing. But I'm pretty confident I can get that done today. You know, hell or high water, I'm going to get it done. Well, at least I'm going to try. All right, let's go change our clothes. Let's go to work. Okay, I got everything all cleaned up here, removed all the wood, and the garbage was taken away. This right here is the perforated fabric that's actually used for the drainage. It's kind of chunks and pieces. I want to keep it because it could still be used maybe somewhere, I don't know, let's say like when Vika's going to be continuing that line across that way. Well, we can repurpose this. And I found some good bricks. So I'll haul them away, and we could probably repurpose them for something in the future. Now that this is all uncovered, you could see how much has to be taken off. So I'm going to have to scrape all this off, haul it away, and I got an idea. I'm going to find some dips, which are right over there in the lawn, and I'll just patch up those dips with this dirt to make the lawn more flat. All right, let's haul these bricks away, and then we're going to come back and we're going to start scraping all this off so that I can plant the grass today. All right, let's go back to work. All these bricks over here that are in the wheelbarrow, I've hauled them over to this pile over here. So we inherited this amount of bricks when we purchased our property 3 years ago. And I haven't done anything with them because it's waiting for some other projects. I don't know. And then there's another pile of these white bricks. It's got to be a couple thousand of them. Look at that. And that is just stacked up there. So I don't know what we're going to do with them. That's also going to be for some future project. So there it is. Lots of bricks here. And the red ones that I picked up from the old greenhouse are going to go into this pile. So while I was putting the bricks away, I noticed that this pile was a little bit crooked, krivoy. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to fix it. So here I fix it, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute, there's all this grass, I'm going to pull it out. And I got carried away, and I got whole wheelbarrow load, celia dacha. So this will go into the compost, and I got to get back to over there. Got to start leveling off the ground so I can plant the grass. All right, let's get back to work. Okay, I scraped off all the stuff that is not needed, like all the weeds. Got everything all prepped. And look what I found. The rest of the lino. So it's like opening up a Pandora's box. So I don't know how far it goes this way. But as I'm digging, it's just getting heavier and heavier. So I'm going to cut it right there and right there. And I don't know. I'm at a crossroads here. I'm not sure. Should I keep going this way? Or should I just leave it where it is and put grass in there? I don't know. We'll see. I guess in the next segment, you guys will see what I ended up doing. Did I end up keeping it or did I end up pulling it out? What do you guys think I'm going to do? Okay, I am done with the lino. And what did I decide to do? Did I decide to just leave it where it was or rip it all out? Let's turn the camera around. I'm going to show you what I did. Well, if you guessed that I was going to pull it out, you are correct. I pulled out the lino and it goes up right up to there. So pulled it out, and this end right here is pretty short. So there wasn't much. There was, I don't know, half a meter right there. So I don't want any linoleum. I don't want any plastic in the ground in my garden area, or let's say the grass area. I want it to be nice and clean. I want the earth to breathe instead of it being in this lino. So what I got to do now is I got to remove all the dirt that's caked on. So let's say like this. So I take a shovel and scrape it off. And then this is going to go into the garbage, because if I leave the dirt on and we take it to the landfill and you have to pay by weight, well, I'm not going to be paying for dirt that's going to be taken out. So instead, only the plastic I'm going to pay for to get rid of it in the landfill. All right, so let's start and scrape off the dirt and haul it away. I'm keeping the good soil here, so I'm only throwing away just the weeds that were on the lino over there. So along the line here, I'm just raking out everything so the good soil stays, and what I'm throwing into the wheelbarrow is just the weeds. Okay, there it is. All the soil has been separated from the linoleum. Now that can go into the garbage. And the soil over here, I raked out all the soil from the weeds. So the weeds are going into the burn pile. And this right here will stay. So look how much already has been built up. That means less dirt has to be taken away from here. And there will still be enough left to fill in the little dips that are around the yard, the little holes. I thought I was gonna run out of soil, but it looks like I'll have enough, because especially this area has been built up. So here's the berm that I'm working on. This is where I'm taking all the weeds and dirt and bits of rock and some old stumps even, and just building this area up so that the creek on the other side doesn't come this way. There it is. And as a retaining wall, I did line the side with bricks. I did that last year, so you guys can see it in previous videos. So this is getting all built up, and then once it's all built up, we'll probably end up planting some shrubs and won't be able to see the neighbors. Well, there it is, all cleaned up. So looking much different than it was when I started it today at around lunchtime, and pulled out all the lino that was here, the linoleum, and it's looking much better. And here it is. All I needed were 4 tools: the grabli, the rake, the lopatka, the shovel, the tachka, the wheelbarrow, and the pilka, the saw. That's it. It's all done. Now I am going to lay down a whole bunch of water on here, get it nice and moist, and then I'm going to throw grass seed onto it. Then I got all my tarps ready, and I'm going to cover it up. Then I'm going to put rebar onto it to make sure that it doesn't fly away, and then I'm going to give it another drink of water. And in a week, I'll be able to take the tarps off and there'll be grass. That patch right there, That was planted 2 weeks ago. So I don't know if I'm going to mow it this week or not. I might just let it go another week. So yeah, right over here was an old greenhouse. It sort of looked like that one right there, okay? And when we bought it from the old lady, she said that it would fall apart in a wintertime because the plastic was really, really brittle. And true to her word, Mother Nature took care of it in a wintertime, and it imploded, and then we just had the steel skeleton, or the aluminum skeleton, that was kind of sitting here for 2 years. It was an eyesore, but now it's finally done. So the drainage is done, this is done, and this place is going to look much better. I mean, considering this was all gratki right here, raised beds, and how much rebar like that, all the metal that I pulled out, and linoleum that was here, and nails, and you name it. It looked bad, but we can play bocce or croquet on here now, have a mini football game. All right, let's lay down the water and start seeding. Let's go to work. Okay, everything is watered, and I laid the grass seed on it. So there it is. Looks pretty good. Now, I got those tarps right over there. Just gonna cover everything up, and then the rebar I'll put on top, and I'm done with this area. So there it is. Covered everything up and gave it more water so that it will stay moist underneath in the evening. And then when I come back tomorrow, I'll give it more water and the grass will start growing. And of course, I watered that right there also. That was planted 2 weeks ago. So in 2 weeks, this is going to look like that. All right, well, I still have these little pieces here, and I have another area of the lawn that is way down over there that I got a seed that I covered up with the dirt, and I could use these tarps to cover it up. All right, let's go do it. So while I was getting ready to go and plant some more grass seed, I got some visitors. Mama duck with her 7 little ducklings are strolling on our lawn. Look the way they're following her. They're going for a walk. Yeah. Wherever Mama goes, they follow in a line. Приучила их. И пошли. She's like, okay, let's go for a walk. Let's walk. Stay off the new grass that Phil planted, otherwise he's going to get angry. Stick to the left, single file. Idite, come on, chop chop. Може, they're gonna go see Vova. И пошли. That's a nice straight line. От тебя Божья сила. How they follow Mama. All right, I gotta go back to work. Okay, so I got a few little dips that I filled in, and I will plant some grass seed and cover it up with the fabric. It just makes it much easier when you're mowing, so you're not hitting the holes. So this is where there was that cement that was here, and I just pressed it in. And over here there was a stump that I pulled out, and even though I did cover it up, it sank a bit, so I leveled it off. And there's still 2-3 more places over there. All right, so I watered this. Now I got to plant the seed, or the seeds, and then I'll cover it up. All right, let's go back to work. There it is. Got that line seeded, got the fabric all ready to cover it up. Same with this over here, seeded. Got the fabric to cover it up, and got the water to put on top of the fabric, and brought some rebar over to weigh it down so it doesn't fly away. So yeah, you just put the rebar around it. Don't necessarily have to put it on the grass, but even if you do, it's not really going to affect it. All right, let's do it now. Let's put the fabric on the lawn. So here I have 1, 2, and a third area right here that they were kind of low dips, and I covered it up with the dirt and I seeded. And now I brought over 3. They're kind of longer tarps, but I'll just fold them over and cover it up and put the rebar on it and soak it, or soak them. All right, let's go to work. All right, there it is, covered up and watered, and the rebar is on it so the fabric doesn't fly away. There it is. That's these 3 little short ones. Now I need to finish up the rest of the day. I gotta water the line here. Gotta water this newly planted. This was 2 days ago. And that right there, and that over there. Oh my God, look at my arm. Yeah. Gotta take a shower when I get home. All right, let's keep watering. Well, it's that time again. Yep, end of the day, and the sun is setting, and it's time to go home. So I finished all the watering of the grass that's all along here with the lines that I planted. All along here, I watered the second time the new grass that I planted today, and also down over there. So took a while, but I got her all done, and it's time to go home. All right, this is the end. So if you like this video, smash the like button, leave a comment. If you are not a subscriber, hey, it's free. You can subscribe. And also hit that little bell so you'll be notified when I upload another video. And usually it's about 2-3 times a week. Now that it's summertime, I'm doing up to 4 a week. All right, I gotta go. Take care, and until the next time, paka paka.